I'm a virgin.
I'm so sorry, dude. I was trying so hard not to sneeze.
In X-Men Origins, Ryan Reynolds reportedly improvised several lines, including a hilarious scene in the elevator packed with muscle-bound guys when it suddenly stops.
Great. Stuck in an elevator with 5 guys on a high-protein diet.
It's just a classic fart joke, but the awkward silence and his perfect timing turned it into a moment fans still laugh about.
You got a spider web on you.
That's because I'm Spider-Man.
In one hilariously ironic moment from No Way Home, Tom Holland totally lost it when a real spider came too close, proving even Spider-Man wants nothing to do with actual spiders.
It's on your face!
In Black Panther, one of the funniest unscripted moments came when Winston Duke threw a perfectly timed jab at Okoye's look.
Choking on their fuzzy adornments.
You bald-headed demon.
Show some respect, you two.
And it was so good, the director made sure it stayed in the final cut.
Surprises.
Ow! Hey!
In The Avengers, the scene where Tony keeps poking Bruce took so many takes that it actually started to annoy him. By the later shots, he was so irritated he could barely hold his prop straight.
I got it, don't worry. It's okay, it's coming.
In The Avengers, the moment Tony randomly yells that someone's playing Galaga was totally improvised.
That man is playing Galaga. Thought we wouldn't notice, but we did.
And the directors loved it so much, they not only kept it in, but even added CGI to show the guy actually playing the game. In Guardians of the Galaxy Vol. 3, the scene where a guard randomly falls for Drax had Mantis literally laughing on the floor.
What was your name again? Drax the Destroyer.
She wasn't supposed to break, but after so many takes, she just couldn't hold it in. Her reaction was so priceless, they ended up keeping it in the final cut.
I'm alright.
In Spider-Man No Way Home, the scene where MJ throws bread at Peter was totally improvised by Zendaya.
The superhero thing? Why'd you do that?
Andrew Garfield revealed she first grabbed a candlestick to threaten him, but then spotted a bread basket and asked the director if she could use that instead.
Can you not throw the bread again?
In the Avengers' second post-credit scene, the now iconic shawarma moment, you can catch Chris Hemsworth briefly smiling as Mark Ruffalo tries not to burst out laughing. And in the bloopers, while filming Loki's reaction to getting smashed by the Hulk, Tom Hiddleston completely lost it and started laughing like crazy.
Sorry, that was so loud.
In Spider-Man Far From Home, when Peter tries to shrug off a world-saving mission by saying he's just not cut out for it, Samuel L. Jackson's character cuts right through the lame excuses.
I mean, I'm just a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, sir.
Bitch, please, you've been to space.
That improvised line perfectly captures the frustration. Like, come on, Spidey, you just fought Thanos, now you're acting like a regular kid?
Bitch, please, you've been to space.
In Guardians of the Galaxy Vol. 2, Yondu's emotional funeral scene might have brought fans to tears, but behind the scenes, it was a different story. Michael Rooker actually kept falling asleep, not once, but 10 times, and in some takes, you can even hear him snoring. In Doctor Strange, Benedict Cumberbatch was meant to catch a staff without looking, but after multiple hilarious misses, the whole crew couldn't stop laughing.
And we are all the better for it. And we are all better for it. Damn it, I'm not that cool.
Despite months of stunt training, this trick just kept getting the best of him. The iconic moment in Thor when he arrives on Earth, enjoys some coffee, and then demands more in that totally unexpected way was actually 100% improvised by Chris Hemsworth.
This drink, I like it.
I know, it's great, right?
Another!
Marvel loved it so much they even brought the vibe back in the Loki series.
Another!
In Avengers Infinity War, the tense scene where Chadwick Boseman gives Bucky his new arm was actually pretty funny behind the scenes.
I know you have found something. A sense of peace.
They were filming surrounded by real goats, and those goats kept messing up the takes, making it tough for everyone to keep a straight face.
Okay, now you are going too far now.
In Deadpool 2, after Wade ends up locked in the icebox with power-suppressing collars, he just can't help but roast Hawkeye.
With this collar on, my superpower is just unbridled cancer. Give me a bow and arrow, I'm basically Hawkeye.
That last jab about Hawkeye being an Avenger with no real superpowers was totally improvised, and it's pure Deadpool humor at its best. In the X-Men series Bloopers, one of the funniest pranks happened when someone suddenly ran through a serious scene dressed as Spider-Man, and this was way before any Spider-Man movies even hit theaters. In Iron Man 2, Robert Downey Jr. was meant to play a drunk Tony Stark picking a fight at his own party, but when he turned to the DJ and said his line, he cracked up so hard he completely broke character.
Goldstein,
Yes, Mr. Stark.
give me a fat beat to beat my body's chest.
Since Tony Stark was supposed to be drunk anyway, they just went with it and kept rolling.
Give me a fat beat to beat my body's chest.
In Avengers Infinity War, right after Thor's epic entrance and his quick reunion with Captain America, he jokingly accuses Cap of copying his beard, and that whole bit was totally Chris Hemsworth's idea.
Your haircut? Notice you've copied my beard.
In X-Men Days of Future Past, when Hugh Jackman plants a serious kiss on Halle Berry, she immediately breaks character, letting out a surprise scream that made the take unusable, meaning she had to kiss him all over again. In Venom Let There Be Carnage, during Naomi's screaming scene, Woody Harrelson slipped up his line and then totally blanked, turning what was supposed to be intense into a hilarious blooper.
Son of a bitch, my bad. I couldn't even remember the very first step, never mind the second.
In The Avengers, before delivering his famous line,
I'm always angry.
Mark Ruffalo actually did a funny improvisation that made everyone on set laugh.
Dude, you're on your own!
In the same scene, Chris Hemsworth had a hard time catching Thor's hammer, and they had to reshoot the scene. In No Way Home, after Doctor Strange's place is buried in snow, he slips around while trying to land, almost like he's new to magic.
To do the monthly maintenance spell to keep the seals tight.
The director didn't actually like how it looked, but had to keep it in the final cut anyway. In Avengers Infinity War, during the tense standoff between the Guardians and the Avengers, Drax suddenly throws in a hilarious one-liner that wasn't in the script.
I'm gonna ask you this one time. Where is Gamora?
Yeah, I'll do you one better.
Who's Gamora?
I'll do you one better. Why is Gamora?
It completely caught everyone off guard, but it fit his character so well, the directors had no choice but to leave it in.
Why is Gamora?
In Spider-Man Far From Home, while Ned tries to have a serious heart-to-heart with Peter about his dark secret, Peter suddenly sneezes, causing Ned and the whole group to burst into laughter and break character.
I'm a virgin. I'm so sorry, dude. I was trying so hard not to sneeze.
In Captain America the First Avenger, after Steve steps out of the capsule looking super muscular, Peggy Carter reaches out and touches his chest, a move that wasn't scripted at all. She did it completely on her own. In Spider-Man No Way Home, after Peter rescues MJ from a chaotic crowd, he was meant to swing her away heroically, but behind the scenes, it looked more clumsy than cool, with awkward wire work and funny landings.
Whoa. Save me, MJ.
In Avengers Infinity War, while Tony and Doctor Strange argue on Thanos' ship, Peter tries to chime in, only to be instantly shut down by Tony.
I'm back up.
No, you're still away. The adults are talking.
This wasn't in the script, but it perfectly showed Tony's fatherly side. In Avengers Endgame, Wanda looks incredibly cool while fighting Thanos, but behind the scenes, Elizabeth Olsen's clumsiness made the moment look a lot less epic. In Captain America Brave New World, behind the scenes of the scene where Colonel Ross transforms into Red Hulk, Harrison Ford realizes he might be getting a little too into it.
What the
In Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, when Scott Lang walks into a coffee shop and orders, the barista accidentally calls him by the wrong name, something that wasn't scripted at all.
Ruben, you are the best.
Thank you, Spider-Man.